Hi, my name is Brandon Mott, and for this presentation I chose to focus on time management and how taking your time management seriously and working on it can really help make your life a whole lot easier. First, for the definition of time management, it is the process of organizing and planning out your day and your activities, just a good way of organizing which activities are most important to yourself and also your career. So that's a great way to kind of get an overall gist of it. First, I have just a clip from the show Shameless to just talk about time management skills in general.
Hey, listen, I need to take off a little early today. I was up all night working on my philosophy paper and I didn't get to crack one more for my lit exam.
Denied.
Look, I didn't get a scholarship so that I could shovel hash browns in the mouths of entitled undergrads. Right? No, seriously. I need to study.
I feel for you, I really do. I know how hard it is juggling classes and work. I see other kids struggling with it all the time, but they get there.
Yeah, how?
3 words. Time management skills. It's about planning. I used to be all over the place, just like you, Phil.
Lit.
And then I took a webinar on increasing productivity, and it changed my life.
Okay, see, I don't need a webinar. I need an extra 30 minutes to study for lit.
I'm sorry, man, I can't help you.
So that was essentially just the clip where it gives a good example of not only just talking about time management, but also how in the real world there's situations where you can't necessarily get out of work to help yourself out with schoolwork or whatever the case may be, and you have to take it on top of yourself and make it your responsibility to assure that you have everything done and you put yourself in a position to succeed. The purpose of time management, essentially that video kind of showed it, is to make things a little bit easier for yourself. It creates time for you to do things you actually enjoy doing. So if you say you struggle doing your schoolwork, it's important that you try to make enough time and effectively get that stuff done so you can spend time doing things you'd actually enjoy doing. Besides that, it just helps with your overall stress levels, making sure that you get your stuff done without being super worried and overwhelmed and rushing, which results in turning in sloppy or incompleted work. So the time management process, first off, it is the cost of your time, which is very important to know. It just kind of all of those numbers together, which is your salary, your taxes, as well as all of your overall assets, kind of lets yourself know what your time is truly worth, so you can narrow down what actions and decisions to make based off of your income and what you would like to achieve. Also, it's important in the time management process to make activity logs as well as to record everything you do. This just helps keep you accountable for good things you're doing as well as bad. It shows what you're spending time on that's helping you in life, and also what you're spending time on that's kind of sending you backwards in a way, if you will. And one thing a lot of people think is that they are just too busy and that's why their time management skills suffer, or also they think that because they're busy, they are good at time management and they have to be effective. But being busy is not even close to the same thing. For someone that's busy, they could have many priorities, while as someone that is more focused on being effective, they limit that number of priorities, and once those priorities are done, then they'll move to the next issue. By limiting yourself in this aspect, it helps not get so overwhelmed with thinking you have all of these things to do. Another option, or not option, but another example is the amount of planning involved. Someone that's busy kind of just jumps into the fire and just starts getting things going, whereas someone that wants to be effective, they might not start working immediately like someone that's busy. They might take the time to plan ahead, which then makes doing the actual work a lot easier and smoother because they're focused and they have an actual plan as to what steps to take to achieve what they're trying to do. Next, signs of poor time management. This is important in just kind of helping an individual know if they're doing things incorrectly with their time. So a big part of this is sleeping in. It turns out the majority of people are more effective in the morning to early afternoons. So sleeping in can kind of delay your whole entire day and what you get done. So it's very important you don't have to wake up super early, but don't be sleeping into the afternoon to where then you have to get things done late at night, and that takes away from the amount of sleep you're getting as well. Also, underestimating the time to complete a task is a big sign of poor time management. A lot of people seem to underestimate, and that makes it take a whole lot longer, and then they get in situations where they have to choose between finishing one assignment or only having it partially complete to then work on the next thing. For facts and figures, these are just a few different facts involving time management and the aspect of spending your time wisely. So first off, when distracted, an average employee takes 23 minutes to regain focus. This is very important for not only employees but employers to know that getting employees distracted or limited, getting them distracted does not help whatsoever, because then besides delaying them from getting their actual work done, they're mentally a little all over the place. They have to get back on track. And also, kind of piggybacking on that idea, it's important that aspects and assignments be completed in hour-and-a-half intervals. People in different studies in time management and also productivity show that doing an hour-and-a-half segments of working on something is a lot better than just trying to complete it to full completion or things of that nature. Other facts and figures is 60% or less of the workday is spent on actual productive work. This is because there are a lot of things that distract us throughout the day, which again, that goes into the second fact. 80% of total interruptions can be avoidable. Of course, some of this is just unrealistic. It's not like you're not going to talk to a single person at all, but some of that 80% you definitely can knock down, which will help you have more time to get your work done, which for some people that can help them get more sleep, get out of work early, whatever the case may be. Again, also for someone that wants to improve their time management, it's important to notice and target areas that need improvement. And this is very important because when you're noticing the areas that you need to make improvement on, when you're noticing the areas you need to make improvement on, that helps you then plan your day around getting better. So if someone struggles with getting to work on time, they might want to focus and actually take it a lot more seriously to leave home earlier to then get to work on time. Tips for improvement. Now there is a ton of different tips, but the main ones I would say work the best, at least for me personally, would be to use a calendar or some sort of daily log. This helps with just keeping track of due dates and that sort of thing. And also another smart idea with using a calendar, don't just mark the day an assignments actually due. You might want to mark it a few days ahead of time. That way marking it early can help assure that it's actually turned in on time. Because if you complete it early, that's better than waiting to the last minute or not doing it whatsoever. And also another big tip is just blocking out distractions. A big one of this is just our phones, and technology in general can be a huge issue. So trying to block out using the internet or phones in certain aspects can be very important in staying on task and getting your work done. And that is everything. So thank you for watching my presentation.